Welcome back, everybody. This is JP Trades. Let's dive into another Bitcoin update. The new start of the week. It's Monday, so we do have some fresh levels on the chart. Let's dive in really quickly. Let's clean things up and take a look at our structure first and foremost. Let's go to the daily. Well, the daily doesn't look that much different than where we left off last week. We do have this daily order block that we did bump up from. However, this is starting to look a little bit more like a redistribution to me. Let's go down to the 4 hour. Yeah, so I'm kind of looking at this as a potential model 2, and we have an order block right here that we are rejecting from currently, and they are currently fighting over VWAP around the New York Open. New York opened about 15 minutes ago. So they're still fighting for that area right there. So let's see what happens, especially once the initial balance gets put in. It'll give us a bit more information on the direction. Structure hasn't really changed much on the higher time frames, obviously. This entire structure is internal from your previous low and your previous high. So right now we are still in this portion of your structure. And the question is that we have to ask ourselves, are we going to continue on with the series of higher lows and a series of higher highs? So will this be the higher low for the next higher high? So we know that this was a Sunday low. That was last Wednesday. So honestly, without even looking at anything, I would really like to sweep this low into a demand zone down here. Doing something like that, and this being your string of higher lows here. However, if we do get a very, very bullish reclaim this VWAP, we could just continue on up. However, I like the first scenario of wiping out the weekend traders first and foremost, because we already wiped out everyone that was short from the Saturday high. And I would like to see a wipeout of the Sunday low put in. All right, let's put our levels on. And let's take a look at some volume. Okay, so we have point of control, same level as VWAP right now, rejecting from our level of supply. And our next level of demand is right around the value area low with all of these high volume levels inside that order block, which gives us great confluence. So I already can tell you that I like this as a potential low with those levels. Let's pull our volume a little bit further. Same there, nothing's really changing for me. Again, I really do like this as well. This was the area I was speaking of, is wiping out those Sunday lows, putting in maybe an SFP, coming back into the range, and then mitigating all of these high volume key levels and continuing higher, and this being your next higher low. I actually like that idea better than I do this level, but this level might give us a nice scalp to come back up to point of control and then further down. Let's go and put that back on. So a sweep of this low into this level, and it could actually rip down a little bit further than that. Let's redraw that. Yeah. Okay. And I would say the same exact thing for this low here. You SFP this low, maybe put in a large wick, maybe SFP this one and this low at the same time, and coming back up to trap all the sellers down here and then coming back up for a high. I'd have to say right now, my favorite level would probably be this area right here. That's my favorite level. Out of all three of these long positions, I think this one would make the most sense. Now, if we do get bullish, where do we look for our next shorts? I would say I would look at SFPing these highs and into these levels here, coming back down into the range, going down and making a new higher low. So this would actually not be something that I would want to take a short and target all the way down here. I would probably take a short here to target somewhere in this range for the next higher low up to continue this here. If you don't take out this low first and we take out this high first, then I would target that low for sure. Absolutely. Okay, so we got one short, three long areas that I like a lot. Let's go ahead and want to get a deeper look at volume. Again, this kind of already confirms what I was talking about before with this level here. The value area low is also there. And then let's go ahead and pull it back from here. The value area low moves down on us. However, we're still having that high volume node right here. And if we get down here, again, I would want to deviate from the value area and sweep at least this low, if not both of these lows. And let's take a quick look at volume on the heat map. See where our buy walls are at. So we do have a nice buy wall here at 89.2, which is right around this area here. 89.2 is right here. So yes, that confirms this level as being a very nice level to long from. That's 91 Bitcoin is not enough for me to consider. Your next level would be down here at 85.3. That would put you in this order block right here. So yeah, we could rip past this one and hit this and still SFP this low. So that's also something to watch out for. Again, that'd be this area right here, but just coming down just a little bit further like that. And also this heat map changes in real time. So all of this, once we get down here, this can all change very drastically. So keep that in mind. And we have this low here, which I was talking about, which is this low here, has a lot of liquidity sitting down here. So again, you have pretty much liquidity sitting at the very bottom of this low, all the way below that low, even below this low here. So again, you could have a very, very deep retracement like this, or it could just come and do something like that, more of a shallow just to pick up all these buy orders. Other than that, there's not really anything worth noting until we get much lower in the 70s. So we will wrap things up here because that is about it that I would look for is these 3 long and 1 short scenarios. See if I see anything else worth talking about. No, that is about it for today on Bitcoin. Until we get further data on the charts, I will update y'all in the Discord.